Sweetheart, I'm not as brave as I pretend to be. People often tell me that I seem strong, confident, and happy, but they don't see what goes on inside my heart. The truth is, I carry so many fears and doubts within me, and I've just learned to hide them behind a smile. That smile has become my mask, something I wear every day to convince the world, and sometimes even myself, that I'm okay. But deep down, I fight silent battles that no one else can see. My mind is like a storm that never truly settles, and even when I appear calm on the outside, there's chaos inside me that I can't always control. Do you know that I rarely sleep well at night? Most nights, I just lie awake, my thoughts running wild, replaying moments from the past or worrying about the future. When I do manage to get a night of deep sleep, it feels like such a big accomplishment, almost like a rare gift. There are nights when I stare at the ceiling, wondering why I feel the way I do, and wishing I could switch off my thoughts for just a while. It's exhausting to constantly battle my own mind, and sometimes, I feel like I'm losing the strength to keep going. My childhood left me with so many scars, some visible, some hidden deep within my heart. I've carried the weight of past traumas for years, and though I've learned to live with them, they still affect me in ways I can't always explain. Those experiences damaged the way I see myself. No matter how nicely I dress or how much I try to take care of my appearance, there's always this small, harsh voice inside my head that tells me I'm not good enough, not beautiful enough, not worthy enough. When I look in the mirror, I don't see my strengths or the things that make me unique. Instead, I automatically focus on every imperfection, every flaw, every little detail that I wish I could change. I often compare myself to my siblings, my friends, and even strangers. They all seem so put together, so confident, so effortlessly beautiful. And when I compare myself to them, I end up feeling small and inadequate. There are days when I don't want to talk to anyone or go out because I'm afraid of being judged. Social situations that seem easy or normal for others feel like mountains I have to climb. Just the thought of attending a family gathering makes me anxious. I start overthinking everything, how I look, what I'll say, how people will perceive me. It might sound silly to others, but for me, it's a real struggle. But then there's you, my greatest comfort, my safe place, my light in the darkness. You are the highlight of my life, the one person who truly makes me feel seen and loved. No matter how broken or insecure I feel, you have this beautiful way of making me believe in myself again. You always tell me how cute, adorable, and beautiful I am, and even though I don't always believe it, hearing it from you makes me smile. You never make me feel like a burden for having fears or insecurities. Instead, you hold space for me, allowing me to be vulnerable without judgment. You listen to my silence, understand my unspoken words, and make me feel that it's okay to be imperfect. You try so hard to make me comfortable enough to open up about the things I keep hidden from the rest of the world. You see the parts of me that I try to hide, the fears, the scars, the fragile emotions, and yet you never turn away. You see my weaknesses, but you also recognize my strengths, even the ones I fail to notice. You remind me that I am capable, that I am worthy of love, and that my past does not define my future. You have this incredible ability to make me see the good in myself, to shift my focus from what I lack to what I have. You are not just another person in my life, you are my biggest blessing from God. Sometimes I wonder what I did to deserve someone as kind and understanding as you. You bring light into my darkest days and calm into my storms. You have changed my life in ways you probably don't even realize. You've given me the kind of love that heals, the kind that doesn't demand perfection but instead embraces flaws and insecurities. Your love feels safe, warm, and real. When I think about everything you've done for me, my heart fills with gratitude. You've made my life so much better, just by being in it. You make me laugh when I want to cry, you lift me up when I feel low, and you give me hope when I feel lost. You've shown me what genuine care feels like. You love me not despite my flaws, but because you see beauty even in my brokenness. The love and care you've given me go far beyond what I ever expected or thought I deserved. Your love has been the most powerful medicine for my heart and soul. It's helping me heal in ways that time alone couldn't. You've taught me that it's okay to be vulnerable, to ask for help, to lean on someone when things get hard. You've shown me that love isn't about perfection, it's about patience, understanding, and unconditional support. Thank you, sweetheart, for being my anchor when I feel adrift. Thank you for your patience, your kindness, and your endless love. You've given me a sense of peace I never knew I could have. I know I can never truly repay you for all that you've done for me, and honestly, I don't want to try to measure our love in that way. All I want is to keep cherishing you, appreciating you, and loving you with all my heart. You are the best thing that has ever happened to me, and I'll forever be grateful that you're mine. You know, sweetheart, these days I can feel a profound shift happening within me, something I've never experienced before. For as long as I can remember, I've had this habit of overthinking everything and worrying about even the smallest details. My mind was always racing, trying to find solutions, control outcomes, or anticipate what might go wrong. It felt like I was constantly carrying a heavy weight on my shoulders. But lately, something inside me has changed. My thoughts have quieted, my heart feels lighter, and an incredible calmness has taken over my being. It's as though a storm that raged within me for years has finally come to rest. These days, my mind stays still in a way that feels almost divine. My heart feels peaceful and content. There's a bliss that flows through me, like gentle waves touching the shore, reminding me that life doesn't always have to be a battle. For the first time, I feel there's nothing in my life I truly need to worry about. It's not that my circumstances have become perfect, but there's this unwavering belief in my heart that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. I've started to trust that whatever happens is for a reason, and that reason serves my highest good, even if I can't yet see how. That faith, that surrender, has brought me a freedom and serenity that I never knew were possible. I can't explain it completely, but this feeling of peace and stillness came after I surrendered myself completely to God. A few days ago, I was at one of my lowest points, mentally exhausted, emotionally overwhelmed, and unsure of what to do next. Everything felt so uncertain. I remember sitting quietly and suddenly breaking down in tears. I cried in front of God like a child who has finally given up trying to be strong. I told him that I didn't know what to do anymore, that I was tired of trying to control everything. I said, God, please take over my life. Take over my worries, my fears, and the situations that I cannot handle. Show me the way. I admitted that I didn't even know what was right or wrong anymore. That night, I cried until there were no tears left. My body felt drained, but my heart felt lighter. I fell asleep with tears still on my face, unable to understand what would come next. But when I woke up the next morning, something was different. There was no big revelation, no dramatic change in the world around me, but within me, I felt a quiet calm. My mind wasn't racing like it usually did. I wasn't obsessing over the things that used to disturb me. It was as though a gentle hand had touched my heart and silenced all the noise inside. Over the next few days, this calmness deepened. Slowly, I began to feel detached from the need to control everything. I realized that I had completely surrendered to God, to life, to the flow of the universe. I accepted that whatever happens, it happens by His will. And surprisingly, once I stopped trying to force things to go my way, everything started falling into place naturally. It felt almost miraculous. Things that used to worry me simply resolved on their own. Problems that once seemed impossible began to fade away. I noticed that abundance started to flow into my life without effort. My work life improved, opportunities appeared unexpectedly, and my mind felt clear and inspired. My mental and physical health also began to flourish. I felt more energized, more alive, and more grounded in the present moment. I started smiling more, laughing more, and simply enjoying each day without carrying the burden of yesterday or the fear of tomorrow. Even my relationships with family and friends improved in ways I hadn't anticipated. Conversations became warmer, misunderstandings dissolved, and there was more harmony all around me. It's as if my inner peace radiated outward and began to touch every area of my life. Everything seemed to align perfectly once I let go of my resistance and allowed God to take control. This whole experience made me realize something very powerful: we humans worry far too much. We constantly try to manage, predict, and control everything, thinking that our effort alone can shape life. But in truth, nothing is really in our control. We are like tiny drops in a vast ocean, and when we stop struggling against the waves and instead let the current guide us, life becomes infinitely more beautiful. When we surrender fully to the Almighty, we find that everything begins to flow effortlessly, naturally, and perfectly. Now, I feel so blissful in this very moment. It's a kind of happiness that doesn't depend on anything external, a happiness that comes from deep trust and surrender. I can't put this feeling into words because it isn't something the mind can explain, it's something only the heart can feel. It's like being surrounded by a soft, divine light that whispers, "Everything is okay. You are safe. You are loved." I feel blessed beyond measure, and I carry this deep sense of gratitude in my heart every day. There's a knowing inside me that my God is watching over me, guiding every step I take, and arranging everything perfectly in its own divine timing. I no longer feel the need to question or fear the unknown. I've learned that peace doesn't come from controlling life, it comes from trusting the one who created it. So now, sweetheart, when I wake up each morning, I start my day with a silent thank you, to God, to life, to the love that surrounds me. I breathe deeply, smile, and remind myself that everything is exactly as it should be. This serenity, this bliss, is a gift I never knew I was searching for. And now that I have found it, I want to hold it close forever.